Alright, so we got a pretty easy project today. Got a 15-gallon sprayer that needs to go on the back of the mower so we can fertilize and put down herbicide, insecticide, all that stuff. It's made for an ATV, but I want to adapt it to go on the back of the mower here. So we're already off to a pretty decent start because we have a sleeve hitch, and I've already welded a receiver on the hitch a long time ago for moving trailers and stuff around, which has proved pretty useful. So my idea is I'll just use this 2-inch square tubing here and build a riser and have it come out and sit about where even with the rear fenders, or maybe a little above that, just to make it a little bit easier to see the gauges and mess around with the knobs and stuff on it, so you can get it fine-tuned and put down exactly what you need to put down. So here we go. Alright, so we got our 2-inch cut down to size, and I've got some 1.5-inch square tube. I think I'm going to notch out the 2-inch at the very end here and make a riser that comes up. So this is kind of what I'm after, something to allow the tank to sit up like that, and maybe approximately that far behind the seat. A little taller won't hurt, but something at least kind of close to that right there is what I'm looking for. So that'll give me something to measure my riser off of, and we'll get that cut down and we'll pick up where we left off. Alright, so we got our riser cut. Now we just need to have some kind of platform up here for this for the tank to sit on. Alright, so we've made a little bit of progress here. We put a crossbar on the top. We've made some quick little spot welds throughout the thing just to kind of hold it together while we go to assembling it and figuring out what to add onto it next. That doesn't really look like it's level, but it's just a receiver, so there's a lot of movement involved with it. But it doesn't necessarily have to be completely level anyways, so that's not something we're really worried about. Plus, most of the problem kind of stems from that receiver. I mean, it wasn't really squared up. It kind of points over to that direction right there. So only way to fix that would be to cut it off and re-weld it, and it's really not that big of a deal to worry about it. Alright, so this is what I've come up with. It leans back a little bit, but again, that's because of that hitch. I'm going to have to come up with something else, because in addition to what we got, because that's really not quite wide enough for these tracks that's on the bottom of this thing. And it's probably okay, but it only covers about half of that track, so I really need to get something else added on to that. And I haven't really fully decided, but what I'm probably going to do is just cut 2 more of these and then weld those on there too. I guess I'm going to cut these, a couple more of those things, and then we'll be done. So that's basically what I was after right here. Pretty happy with it. I think it's going to work fine. So that's exactly what I was after. I think I'll probably end up putting a piece of angle right inside there that'll stick up. Maybe grab a hold of that. Just something to keep it from sliding off. I mean, it's going to have ratchet straps holding it on and everything, so not too concerned with it. Decently lightweight. It might be, I don't know, it might be 35 pounds or something, so it's not real light, but not unreasonably heavy either. So I guess at this point the design's done. It's mocked up pretty good, so do a little bit of straightening on it, maybe add a few things just for tie downs, and then go ahead, finish weld it and clean it up and put a coating of paint on there. So, but it sits up just right where I wanted it to, so I can get to the controls from the driver's seat, be able to look at the gauge and everything, find out what the pressure is and all that. So that's what I was after. So you always want to do a dry run on this and kind of see, you know, make sure everything's working, that there's no issues. One issue I had found was that didn't fit. I had to go in and kind of notch that out, and then now it fits fine. I guess something could be done a little bit differently about these ratchet straps, but I mean, I'm not really too concerned about it. It holds it, that's all that matters. And it's away from anything that's going to get popped, you know, broke off or whatever from the strap. Feels like it's on there pretty good. Short of filling it up with water and driving it around, I think that's going to work pretty good for a quick little test there. I'd already made sure that when you sit on the seat that there's enough room between you and the front of it, so that you're not breaking off that pump assembly or whatever. So I think at this point we're safe to go ahead and take the sprayer off of it and break it all the way down and get it cleaned up. Go ahead and run over it with a flap wheel and get everything cleaned up, no sharp edges or anything, and from there it's time to go ahead and put some kind of coating on it, keep it from getting rusted up. Alright, so we just got some paint on it, some stickers. It's still drying, so I haven't completely finished with it yet. I'm going to put some foam back tape on these rails right here to keep it from eating into the tank. Nothing major with the paint job, just some quick rattle can spray paint, keep it from rusting. Got the good Made in America flag on it. That's what it came out looking like. Give it a few days to let the paint cure, and we'll put that foam back tape up on the rails and should be ready to put it to work.